The longest-running sheriff in Champaign County history is turning in his badge today.
Sheriff Dan Walsh took the reins when Dave Madigan stepped down in 2002. He says he's grateful for the past 16 years for the opportunity he had to help his community. WCIA3's Emily Braun has his story.
Dan Walsh saw his fair share of action when he started with Urbana Police. Everything from car accidents to hurting a horse.
I left after almost 8 years, and I always loved law enforcement. And when Dave Madigan said he wasn't going to run again, I thought, what a great way to get back into law enforcement.
In 2002, voters decided it. Walsh took the seat and took on some surprising time commitments compared to what he was used to.
I had no idea how many parades and festivals there are when you try to get to most of them.
Other time commitments were agonizing and emotional. This one, Holly Casano's case, was nearly 9 years of sleepless nights, tears, and hope, until a breakthrough only 3 months before Walsh was set to step down.
I wanted this case solved before I left.
Walsh also achieved a goal he had since his first days in office.
We've got more of a jail overcrowding now than Sheriff Madigan had during most of his term, so we'll have to deal with that issue.
In 2003, more than 10,000 arrestees were booked into the Champaign County Jail. Last year, the total was about half that.
Since he became sheriff, obviously our jail population went down. We've made a lot of good improvements since Sheriff Walsh has been sheriff.
But Walsh says a lot of credit goes to his staff, including Teresa Schleins, who he says can do it all.
We couldn't do it without her. She's just fantastic. She helped teach me the ropes. Sometimes when I forget the ropes, she gets me back on track.
But to that, she says, right back at you.
He's been our attorney, he's been our CPA, he's been the sheriff. We can talk about my son, my husband. I get mad a lot at my sister-in-law. I can talk about that with him. So, I mean, not only a boss, but a true friend.
And Walsh wants you to know if you ever need him, he won't be going far. He'll be working part-time at a law office just a block down the street. And as he hangs up his vest, he's filled with gratitude.
Despite what's going on in the country, I think most citizens of Champaign County, like the sheriff's office, like the police departments, like the first responders, we appreciate that and we thank them for it.
In Urbana, Emily Braun, WCIA3, your local news leader.
Walsh will practice law at the Frederick and Hagel Law Firm. He'll be focusing on workers' compensation, real estate, and a few other areas. But he says he'll also be available for advice if incoming Sheriff Dustin Harmon ever needs it.
And Harmon will be sworn in as sheriff tomorrow. Walsh isn't the only sheriff retiring today, though. To name a few in Cumberland County, Stephen Osher is retiring after 20 years. Cass County's Sheriff Bob Fair is stepping down after 8 years. And Jared Schaffner of DeWitt County is retiring after 8 years as well.